Well, here we go again. Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about 5 reasons why you should not learn how to code. And if this video does well, I'll talk about 5 reasons why you should learn how to code. But before we get into the video, make sure that you guys like this video. Also comment down below in the comment section on reasons why you love coding or reasons why you stopped learning how to code. And now with that being said, let's get into this video. So I'm gonna give you guys these 5 reasons, and they are not in any particular order, but they are 5 nonetheless. Let's talk about the first one, and that is time investment. The time investment may be a lot more than you expect. Okay. And so what I mean by that is, while you're learning how to code, it's going to take a very long time for you to actually learn this thing. You're going to have to take extra hours throughout your day to learn this skill. And you may be thinking, well, I knew that already. I knew I was going to sit down and I was going to learn a little bit. And no. If you really want to get down and you really want to get dirty with coding, you're going to take a lot more than maybe an extra hour a day. It's going to take a lot longer than that. Why? Because a lot of the times, especially now, we want immediate results, and that's not a thing that you can do with coding. All right. And so it's going to end up causing you to want to study a lot more than you would initially think, because there's a lot of things involved with coding. Even if you're starting with just simple HTML, you're starting with simple things. The time that it takes you, it's going to take a long time. So if you're a very social person, you're going to be missing out on a lot of different things when it comes to family members, when it comes to different things, events. You're going to choose, maybe I can study a little bit instead of going to this, instead of going to that, if you're trying to get as proficient as possible. And if you have kids, oh goodness, it's going to take even that much longer. But your kids are going to need to be attended to. All these different things that you have in your life are going to need attention as well. And so coding is going to add to that. Now, if you're somebody who doesn't really have a job right now, you just, you're at home and you're not really doing a whole lot, then it's a little different. But if you're working, on top of working, you're going to be trying to learn how to code. So you're coming home off work, or you're getting up early in the morning to learn how to code. And these different things add up. It's not an easy thing to do. So it takes a lot of time. So let's get into the next one. The second one is coding can cause insomnia. Let me explain. Not literally, but the effects or the effect of learning how to code can cause this. And I'm going to explain why. So when you're coding, it's a lot of different things that go into it. And you're going to be wanting to figure out these different things. So your brain is going to be on 100% go mode all the time, especially once you start to get this thing popping a little bit. You're learning how to code. You're getting this done. You're getting that done. You're feeling a little bit good. You're feeling good about yourself. You got some pep in your step, right? So when you're sitting at the keyboard, it's getting late. Like, man, I got to go to work in the morning. It's about 11 o'clock. I need to clock out. All right, let me get up. You get up, you get in the bed, and then next thing you know, you're like, brain shut off. I want to go to sleep. And it's not, it seems a lot easier said than done. I have been there. I've been coding a lot, coding. Time to go to bed, get in the bed, and my brain would not stop thinking about coding, because I know I got that one little thing. If I add that, it'll look that much better. But it never ends. That cycle never ends. Coding is a endless cycle. So your brain will be on an endless trip to do these different things. And that's with a lot of stuff in life, but coding especially, because it never ends. It continues and continues and continues. And the cycle will never stop. I don't care how long you're coding, the cycle will not stop. Especially if you're working on a project or something like that, it's going to take you a while to kind of get used and learn how to shut your brain off. Shut it off, get in that bed. And so, like I said, this can cause long nights just because your brain won't shut off. And look, I'm telling you, it's more common than you think. Number three, failure syndrome. Okay. It's going to be a lot of times, and I've been there a lot, where you're going to code something. You're going to be working on something, and it's going to scar your brain so much. You're not going to know the answer, and you have to accept it. And you have to realize at some point in time, you probably will find the answer. But some nights you have to be okay. And this kind of goes back to my second point. But sometimes you have to be okay with accepting defeat for a night. and then waking up in the morning and trying to start a cycle back. Because it's going to be a lot of things in coding that you're just simply not going to know. And you're going to feel so close, and you're going to think you're so close, but you will ultimately fail, at least for the day. But you had to be okay with that. You had to be okay with failing. And some people can't accept that. It hurts them so much that they just cannot accept that they will have to go a day, or they had to go a couple hours, or however long, with just not knowing what the answer is, or not knowing how to do something. And some people just can't handle that. And it's a lot more pressure on you than you may see, than you might think at first. It's a lot of pressure on you, a lot. So you kind of had to be okay with having that failure syndrome, with having that mindset like, okay, I'm not gonna know this right now. Maybe I should get up, take a little time, decompress. But some people can't handle that. So that's why I put it down number 3. Number 4, and I think this is a very good one, because I see so many videos out there that say that these things can be done. If you're somebody who is doing a job switch, you want to switch careers, finding a job is a lot harder than expected. I see videos out where people find jobs in 4 months. I see videos people find jobs in 6 months. I see these great videos. But there's a reason why they're able to make those great videos. They get a whole bunch of views, because a lot of people watch those videos like, how did he do it? Right? And the reason why people are scratching their brain so much about how is because it is hard to do in such a short period of time. There's people who have learned coding, went through coding boot camps, went through, school, went through whatever. It almost sometimes take years. It can take a while for you to hop in the job market. So I don't want you to go in this thing blind. A lot of people go into it blind, believe they can get a job in 6 months just like that person did. And maybe you can. Maybe you can get a job in 4 months. It's a lot harder than you think to get a job in the coding industry. And on top of that, now you have companies, multiple companies, laying people off of these tech jobs all the time. So you might get a job, but how long are you going to keep that job? You may be the best one in there, but they just let a whole lot of tech people go because they're no longer needed. Things like that happens in the space. So you kind of have to prepare yourself that it could happen to you. That's why you see a lot of people, like if you go around and look at people who code, myself included, you see a lot of people who code, they're leaving their jobs. They're leaving their jobs because they learned a skill and now they can teach it to other people, and they now sell courses, they do YouTube. These different things have come with better quality of life than actually having a job in coding. I'm not telling you not to get a job in coding. What I'm saying is these are things that are in the industry that some people don't tell you about. So you need to be prepared. Me, I like freelancing. Freelancing is cool. I wouldn't be against getting a real job. I may do that later on just to see if I can do it. I say real job, quote unquote, but getting like a job where it has a time schedule. Right. I'm not against it. I'm just saying that it's something you need to be aware of, because I see stories all the time scrolling through my feed, looking at different things that are happening in the coding industry, and boom, mass layoff. And then boom, a content creator who I watched before I started my coding journey, who had a job, just quit their job, said we're going full-time YouTube. And different things like that happen all the time. And so you kind of have to know that it's something that can happen. But I have seen people that, man, they've been coding at the same company for 20 years. Some people have that luxury, some people don't. It's just something to be aware of. So with that being said, let's go to number 5. Number 5, coding is a non-stop machine. It's non-stop. Coding changes all the time, and you will never know everything. And so if you're somebody who can't accept that, you don't want to start coding now, because it's never going to stop. Updates are happening all the time. React drops an update. JavaScript drops an update. Different things get updated all the time. Any kind of skill, any kind of language, any of those things, they are always going to change. So as soon as you get comfortable with one language and you think you have it down pat, they will switch it up on you so much. And then you're like, man, I got to learn everything all over again. So if you're not comfortable with learning things at a consistent basis, I'm talking about pretty consistently, this is not where you want to be. You do not want to indulge in this industry if you're not ready to learn all the time, because it doesn't stop. because you need multiple things. So you if somebody tells you you can just learn one thing and be able to code, they're not telling you the full truth. You're gonna need multiple things in order to complete. You know, you can be a front end dev, but you're gonna need a lot of different things in order to be a front end dev. You can be a back end dev, but you're gonna need a lot of different things. There's so much that go into just being one or the other or full stack. You know what I mean? It's a lot of different things. So as soon as you learn one thing, that one small thing that you had to learn to complete yourself will probably change, or something will change, and then things get outdated, other things become better, and so you had to learn something new. Things like that happen all the time. So like I said, if you're not comfortable with that, it's probably not the field for you. And also, I want to give you guys a bonus at the end, which is a video I may make next week. Don't spend a lot of money on coding. Okay, and this is just me kind of giving you guys something extra. Don't spend a lot of money if you're new to coding. If you're somebody who wants to learn this and you're serious about it, see, can you go through some of the free programs out there? See if you can go through some of the small Udemy courses that cost like cheap money to go through. Don't spend the bank on a coding boot camp, or spend the bank on some other course that's out there that I may or may not know about or something. Don't spend a whole bunch of money. See if you actually like this first, because everybody's not going to like this. And that's okay. I think that's the biggest takeaway from this entire video. Everybody is not going to like to code, and that's okay. Everybody feel like, oh man, I need to get into tech. There are different ways to break into tech other than coding. There are a lot of non-code like website builders out there that you can get into. There are like different management positions that you can get into, data analyst kind of things you can get. There's a lot of different things. So kind of determine which route you want to go. Look at multiple avenues. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, man. Look at different things, man. See what else is out there in order for you to succeed. And that will be important for you in your life's journey. So I hope I was able to help somebody. Anybody out there, man, comment down below if you have any thoughts, concerns, any questions. Let me know that as well. I'll do my best to try to help you. And look, subscribe if you have not already. I see you guys in the next video. I'm out.